Hey guys, welcome to this week's 10-minute message designed to help you grow on the go. My name's Byron, and today we are going to ask the question, what is the difference between wisdom and knowledge? Let's discuss. Well, hey guys, again, my name is Byron, and this is the 10-minute message at Redemption Church. We've been doing a sermon series through the book of Proverbs called Wisdom for Life, because Proverbs is a book of wisdom all about life. And as we're getting started in this study, an important question for us to ask is, what is the difference between wisdom and knowledge? The author of Proverbs, he tells us, his name's Solomon, and in Proverbs 9, here's what Solomon says. I'm going to read it, and you can read it along with me, or you can just listen. But here's what he says about what wisdom is. Here's how he says it in Proverbs 9. He says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is insight." Solomon says that wisdom starts right here. If you want to know what wisdom is, he says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Now, when he's talking about the fear of the Lord, he's not talking about being afraid of God as if God's some mean heavenly father who's going to come down and, beat you because you didn't clean your room. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the fear of the Lord as in a reverence or a respect or an awe of God's worthiness. Ultimately, what he's talking about is worship. That worship is the beginning of wisdom. And if we think back to 2 Chronicles chapter 1, when Solomon actually gets his wisdom from God, how does he do it? He does it by performing sacrifices, and then he receives favor from God. Those sacrifices are a form of worship. And so it literally begins with worship. Worship is whenever you see that God is glorious, that God is holy, that God is worthy, and then that begins to change every aspect of your life. Worship is not just what we do on Sunday mornings. Worship is the way that we live. When you live a life of worship, it changes everything. Your work, your finances, who you date, who you marry, how you raise your kids, and the decisions you make, because you are aware of God's presence in your everyday life. And it does something else. That the fear of the Lord removes fear in your life. That when you're worshiping God, when you know He's big, when you know He's great, when you know He's strong, then you know that He's bigger than any problem that you face. He's greater than any circumstance that you are in, and that He is always right there with you. And an awareness of God's presence leads to a wisdom in the rest of your life. He says, the fear of the Lord, worship is the beginning of wisdom. And then he adds this. He says, knowledge of the Holy One, that's insight. What that means is that we can actually get to know who God is, that we can spend time with Him, we can love Him, we can learn from Him, we can listen to Him, we can build a relationship with Him. Wisdom is worship, knowledge is relationship. You put those two together, and that's what it means for us to live a life of wisdom, because we can get to know God. And this is just amazing, and it's one of the things that differentiates Christianity from every other religion. We don't believe that God is some force way out there off in the distance and we have to make our way to Him. No, as Christians, we believe that God has made His way to us and that He desires a relationship with us. And so the more we get to know God, the wiser we become in our life. And here's where the difference comes from. There is a difference between knowledge and wisdom, and here's what it is. It's application. See, knowledge is what you know. Wisdom, well, that's how you live. See, knowledge says the speed limit is 70. Wisdom says don't drive 100 while going past a state trooper. That's wisdom. See, there's a lot of people who know a lot, but they don't do anything about it. They're not wise. In fact, they're fools. You can know a lot about God, but if you don't live for Him, then you're not wise. You're what Solomon says is a fool. You can know that God is big, but if you don't live in a way that has faith, then you're not wise. You're a fool. You can know that God is powerful, but if you don't pray like He is, then that's not wisdom, that's actually foolishness. You can go to Bible college and you can get a PhD in foolishness. Did you know that? That you can graduate number 1 in your Awanas class and you can still walk away from the Lord, and that's just a fool. You can have a systematic theology completely memorized. John Frame's systematic, and that makes for a nice library, but if you don't put it to play in your life, then it doesn't make any difference, because that's just what foolishness is. See, wisdom is not IQ, right? Wisdom is what you do. That's the difference between wisdom and knowledge. So 3 things. Wisdom begins with worship. Knowledge begins with relationship. And when you put that together, that's what Solomon says is a wise man. Well, that's what wisdom is. Thank you so much for joining us again on this week's 10-minute message designed to help you grow on the go. Hope you enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind doing us a favor, just click subscribe, comment, share. Help us get the word out so that way more people can experience life change through Jesus. I'll see you next time.